is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a video. We're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, who just got obliterated by the Oklahoma City Thunder and Paul George in a triple-double again from Russell Westbrook. Woo! Crazy game, but we're going to talk about Thon, a guy that I wanted them to draft, obviously, when they had Jason Kidd, and they didn't have guys like Brook Lopez. They had guys like Greg Monroe who couldn't shoot. I thought he added a lot of versatility and high potential for his age, because remember, people didn't really know what his age was, but February 25th, he'll turn 22. He only played 3 years in the league, and this is his third year. He played 35 games so far with the Milwaukee Bucks, but he's only getting a terrible 11 minutes, which means I understand why he's angry. If he really wants to get paid, he has to play on a bigger team. He has to play. I mean, he has to play on the worst team most likely because they'd be able to give him the minutes. And I don't really think Thon Maker is a starting center at this point, which we'll get into later. But when you get drafted in the top 10 like Thon did, you are, held to a different standard because you have high potential. Plus, when he played in summer league and he played in the playoffs, he's shown how valuable and how good he can be. And he's the modern day center. The only thing that he really doesn't do well is take the ball and put it on the floor and get to the rim or post up. But he can stretch out the floor and hit mid-range jumper. He can be a pick and pop guy. He can hit threes when he's engaged, locked in, and focused. One thing I will defend him on is it's hard to know if you can make it, and it's hard to really know if you're good when you don't play. Like 11 minutes, I'm not going to say that he should play more, because when you look at that Bucks team, they're stacked. And they have veterans. They have guys that have won playoff series, guys that have played in playoff series. Plus, they have their starting lineup, which even have people that they interchange. And when I look at the roster and I look at how they play, they're the number one team in the NBA right now. It's hard for Thon to really make a case that he should be playing more minutes other than that for his own personal benefit. So I do understand why he's mad, but at the same time, I do understand it from the Bucks' perspective that they have a rotation, they have guys that produce, they have professionals that go out there and produce. Thon is one game, he's great. He's a star player in the future. Next minute, he can't make a shot or do anything defensively. And when I did my NBA breakdown for him in summer league, you can see the potential oozing out of him. He's a guy that you buy into the hype. You really want to believe he's great when he's really a bad player at this point, even though he's young. But when you watch him play, you see the ability to cover space, the ability to close out, switch, hit blocks. That potential just make you be like, yes, I want to get Thon Maker. And that's why I wanted to do a warning video, because, no team has traded since he has asked for a trade, even though I make this video later than when he asked for it. I really thought about it as like, what teams at this point can he really get valuable minutes and really get a chance to produce without going to a terrible team? But when you even look at the terrible teams in the NBA that can use a young project or a young prospect, in real, he is a project. Like Thon is like, it's not too many teams you can really send him to. It's like every team usually have a great center or a center that can do the same as what he do, but they just do it better. And I don't really see any teams, even in the East. The East is terrible this year, and I don't really know one team I can really just say, go there. And outside of Cleveland, but even Cleveland, would they really want to give up a draft pick, because their draft picks are going to be so high because they're so terrible this year? And even though they do have Tristan Thompson and Zizic, you get a guy that can space out the floor and give you something that you don't have right now at that center, and he can play power forward too, so he probably could play with Tristan. It just, his inconsistencies is just a part that we can't figure out because he don't get the minutes. And that's why I'm just so torn. Do I really want to trade a first or 2 second-round picks for Thon when it could be a huge gamble? And that's the thing. He has high potential. You can find a guy like Thon in the second round, but it's hard. But you can also get Thon now, and you know what you're getting from a talent perspective, but you also know that he's so far away from being a great player, but you don't really know at the same time because he doesn't play that much. So this is a tough one to figure out. When they drafted Thon, like I said, to go back, I felt like it was a good pick because they had Giannis wasn't what he was right now. Middleton was not an all-star caliber player at that point, and you look at the team. Oh yeah, if he fits in with Giannis, he likes to drive. Chris Middleton can space out the floor. Thon can hit threes. That helps and plays well with Giannis. And then they get Brook Lopez, who does it already, and he does it more consistently than any other center, especially from the 3-point line. So now it's like he's expendable because you have guys like Ersan and Brook. And if you can get Bledsoe to take a pay cut, you probably can keep Brook with this team because they can pay him more money. And he already knows the coach and how the system is, so that just gives them better chemistry. So that's the hard part about Don is the fact that you don't really know what he can become because we can't see him enough, and that's the toughest part. But I think Don does have all-star potential, probably even superstar potential. Because you look at a guy like Laurie or even a guy like Kristaps Porzingis, you have those long, athletic, mobile bigs that can have good touch. They do have huge upside, and the NBA wants that a shot blocking guy that can stretch out the floor. You even look at Boyle. They already compare him to these guys, and that's because he's long, athletic, can protect the rim and stretch out the floor, and that's what you want out of a big. So I do understand why teams are going to want to trade for Thon, but how much do I really want to give up is the thing that just makes me go crazy because I really don't want to give up a first rounder for him. But will the Bucks take less because they picked him in the top 10 and his potential is high? But like I said, when you look at the teams that can take him, it's not that many teams that he can really go to. And if they can't go really want him like that, you're not going to get much for him. And that's a wasted draft pick if you can't really get, even if you get a veteran, maybe, but he's only going to be there temporarily when Thon can be there long term because you have the chance to match any offer and you can give him the most years because he played for the Bucks first. So it's a tough scenario. Um, as of right now, if you really think about it, Don is a mystery. He's a guy that can change your franchise for the better, and he's a guy that can cripple you because you really don't know if he's going to pan out with his potential. And we have nothing really to gauge it on. I wish he would have played at least 35 minutes so I can really see what he brings to the table on a consistent basis. But the fact that he's been on the Bucks bench so long is just so hard to even know can he even get to that point. So I don't really know. I'm torn, really, just like a lot of GMs probably is right now. When you see him and talk to him, not too many people have a decided or a mentality for Thon right now. And I think that this trade can either help a team get the right piece that can really change their franchise, or it can really waste them 2 second rounders or even a first rounder for a guy that you take a gamble on that he might not even pan out on. And that's valuable when you're a rebuilding team trying to pile up assets and then trading assets for guaranteed players or star players or superstar players, but you're trading them for a guy that you just want to take a gamble on. I'm going to really say if I had to do it, depending on the team and their situation, I definitely would try to take Thon and see what he can bring to the table. He has gained weight. He has gotten stronger, but his jump shot is so inconsistent. His defense, he gets in foul trouble. He gambles too much. He doesn't rotate good enough. It's like his fundamentals just isn't there. And just the hungriness and want isn't there. 1 minute he's having fun, dominating the game. Next minute, he's not trying hard enough. He doesn't care enough. He doesn't put the effort 100%. So it's just little things like that just make you question, is Thon Maker really worth it? And like I said, it's going to be some person that's going to say yes. And I just want to know what they're going to give up. I have really no idea if they're going to just try to trade the Bucks a veteran or try to give them a salary, aspiring contract. And I really do, and this is the end, I really want to know what he can do. I want to see him go to a team and get a lot of minutes so I can really see how he really can be. Because when I watched him in Summer League, I was going crazy, oozing other potential. But when I see him play time and time again as big man's got injured, 1 minute Don will give you 25, next minute he'll give you 5 to 10. And he kept doing that for the last 3 years. And he still do it to this day because this is his third season. So this is a hard one. I don't have a team right now that he can really go to and really change the culture and get valuable minutes. Like I said, I can see him going to Cleveland if they try to move away from Tristan Thompson. He can grow with Colin Sexton, and he's a fit that should work because Colin Sexton likes to be in the pick and roll. He likes to get screens, and Thon will be perfect because he can shoot the three and hit the mid range and dive to the rim. He's long and quick enough to slip and get to the basket and get dump offs and dunks. Obviously, Atlanta Hawks, he'd be a nice fit with him and John Collins. And Trae Young, who's a guy that can space out the floor, also playing the pick and roll, and he got a little in-between game, but he also is a great passer. That will be an interesting spot for him, too. But other than that, I don't really see too many teams that can, really utilize him in a big role. You could say the Nets also, but they have Jared Allen, who's a proven player at this point. He's a proven starter, and that's something that Thon has not proved. So let me know what you guys think at the end of the day. Do you think that Thon Maker has star potential, superstar potential, all-star potential? Do you know any teams that he can go into right now and get 25 to 30 minutes and show that he has improved, has gotten better, and maybe if he gets traded, he can be more hungrier? Now that I'm away from the Bucks and now a team willing to take a gamble and try me out, now I want to really show the world what I can do. Now I really want to show them that I was worth that top 10 pick. And that could happen. I've seen a lot of players get traded. As soon as they got traded, you just seen a different mentality of them. And I just talked about that about Jahlil Okafor. Once he got to the Pelicans, he doesn't play the same anymore because he knows that he's on his last legs in the NBA and he wants to be able to still have a future in the NBA. So he's going to play harder and better because he's on a 1-year deal and everybody gave up on him. And I feel the same way about Thon. If he would have got traded 2 years ago, or they would have traded him to get another piece last year, I can see him getting more value. But the fact that he hasn't panned out in 3 years, and the fact that he can't even get a rotation spot even before they got Brook Lopez and them, it just shows you that his ceiling might not be as high as we think. And he is a guy that you still have to develop. This is a guy you're going to trade for, and he might not show his potential and his growth until 2 years from now. He'll be 24. But if you're not going anywhere, you're not really trying to do anything, you're willing to take that gamble depending on what you have to give up, because in 2 years you still will be bad or on the cups of making the playoffs, and Thon should be ready by then if you give him the minutes. So I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm torn. I wanted them to draft Thon, and then now I see Thon, and I watched him at Summer League. I haven't really seen enough growth and improvement, so I don't really know if he's worth it. But I also see why people will want him, but I also see him not wanted enough, and that's why I'm a little confused right now. But let me know what you guys think. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for the guys liking on Facebook. Thanks for the people that's buying the merchandise, and I enjoy the support. Thank you for that. Also, I make videos about discussions, trades, the buyouts. I break down basketball players and teams. I also cover the draft, preview the season, and I also have fun top 5 videos and also just fun discussion just like this, just letting you guys know what I think about popular topics and things going around in the NBA. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching as I continue to go. And let me know what you guys think the Bucks should do, what Thon should do, and what his potential is in the comment section below.